Yeah. I know you know what that is. One of the coolest, slickest theme songs. Bond. James Bond. All right. We'll let that play just a little bit. Kind of set the tone. I want to thank you for checking out another podcast of We Ain't Scared Talk, where we ain't scared. My name is One. A1. From day one. And as always, I appreciate everyone that supports, listens, and shares this podcast. This is a passion project for me, and as you all know, I ain't scared to talk about anything or anybody. Because as a black man, that's what we're here to do. I love this track. All right. I want a martini now. Shaken, not stirred. It's always amazing. How do you know the difference in whether it's shaken or not stirred? It's a liquid. I don't know. Just a question. All right. Turn this down a little bit. All right. All right. So, yeah, thank you for checking out another podcast of We Ain't Scared Talk. And I hope you guys had a good week. And this is going to be a really interesting podcast. Really, something that kind of struck me. I was online. I was reading about it. But before I jump in to my part of fighting for liberation and freedom of black people, thank you to everyone that has subscribed to this podcast. Very, very much appreciated. Thank you to everyone that's bought their mug. Appreciate that. Mug sales are going well. These are strong black mugs. Get yours online today. All right? Hot drinks on deck. And there's plenty of mugs to go around. But again, subscribe. Okay, so without any further ado, as I take a sip here. Let's go ahead and jump into today's topic. Now, admittedly, this is going to be a little delicate, in terms of its balancing act between supporting the success of black women and criticizing the motivation of the white media or white Hollywood that is behind the topic of today. So, today's topic is the black female James Bond white supremacy? Is the black female James Bond white supremacy? So here's the backstory. Lashana Lynch, who was the co-star in Captain Marvel, okay, the black female co-star, she was the pilot, is rumored to be the next James Bond. Now, I'm happy for her success because making it in Hollywood is beyond difficult, especially, again, for black men and women. But at the same time, I have to be honest. Idris Elba should have received that opportunity first. Idris is an excellent actor who would have driven the ladies crazy. And it's not that, Lashana's not a good actress, but in terms of name recognition, okay, putting butts in seats. Come on, name recognition. That's what this is about. You put Lashana Lynch on one side, and you put Idris Elba on the other side. Whose name is going to receive more of the instant recognition? You tell me. Honestly, it's Idris, without question. And I have a sneaky suspicion that the white man behind the decision to cast her, which again, I applaud her, would rather empower a black woman that they can dominate rather than a black man that they cannot. Because Idris would have brought a certain male energy of strength that other men, and again, you know me, this is about black men and white men. It has been since the beginning of time. He would have brought a certain energy that these white men would have had to respect. And that leads me to the next statement. What does the world hate doing? Giving power and recognition to black men. Even though they love everything about us, our strength, our swag, our style. And I'll dare say, I'm going to go out on a limb here. It may come out in future generations that James Bond was patterned after the coolest black man in Africa. Now, you may hear that and laugh. You may hear that and say, what? Black people are the coolest in the world. We are cool. Cool. You look up cool in the dictionary and it's a picture of black people. You don't see no white face as cool. Black people are the definition of cool. Black men specifically. So Hollywood steps right over having to cater to a black man and would rather sexualize a black woman. White men, again, hate answering to a black man, and proof of that is Obama. 8 years of nothing but resistance, sandbox-style politics. He said go left, they go right. He says go up, he said go down. He said the earth is round, they say it's flat. He says water is wet, they say no, it's dry. Idris would have commanded the respect that he rightfully deserved. And again, white men hate answering to black men. They'd rather gouge out their own eyeballs than to acquiesce power and authority to a powerful black man. Those are just the facts. Don't blame me, blame their own behavior. It's all over the place in America for the past 400 years. They lynch black men, and then what's the first thing they do? They want to go after their dick, and they want to castrate them and cut off their balls because that is the power. That's white people doing that. I'm not making this up. I didn't do it. White men did it. You got a problem, white man? Talk to yourself. Talk to your ancestors. The truth is, James Bond made white men want to be him. A white man with style and cool, and white women wanted to do what? Have sex with him. I mean, I think James Bond probably had sex with at least 8 different women in every single movie. I still can't believe they got away with the title of one of them. Was it Octopussy? It still trips me out to this day. But anyway, can you imagine the skyrocketing sex appeal of black men from non-black women around the world if Idris had been cast as James Bond? White men would have been watching that movie with their non-black wives and girlfriends while the women squirmed in their seats, while their panties melted from their sexual attraction to him. White men were not going to allow that. White male Hollywood executives did not want their white women imagining sex with a black man, even though they do anyway. Yes, that's my theory, and I'm sticking to it. And it's based, again, on over 250 years of slavery and abuse, and 150 years of Jim Crow and constant hate and racism. I said this before, white males have historically done some brutal things to prevent black men from having sex with white women, never even once thinking that white women were the ones that wanted it. It's always black men are the aggressors. Black men are the ones chasing. Black men are the ones that are trying to corral white women. No, it's white women that were salivating over strong black male bodies. And they're still doing it. The NFL's proof of that. But white men engaged in castration, lynchings, and beatings. This is passed down. I keep going back to historical because you have to understand everything comes from somewhere. I said it on the last podcast. Cause and effect. White men have always lived in fear of the black penis. And a good-looking, well-dressed, intelligent, technologically savvy black man with a black penis, a big black penis, I might add, that white women and women all over the world want to have sex with is a major red flag for them because they know it is their genetic annihilation. So again, in my opinion, what do? They step right over the ideal black male candidate and give it to a black female. This mentality is a slave master mentality because slave masters used the black mothers, the mammies, the black women to what? Keep the black children and men under control. The black women would be used sexually by the white slave master. And it was that closeness that gave black women that influence and subtle power. And the slave master rewarded the black female slave with certain freedoms if they communicated certain requests to the black men and black boys on the plantation. And why did they do this? Because the white slaver was trying to prevent runaways, slave revolts, because it was a threat to their property, their money, their economy. Black women are also perceived by white men as easier to dominate based on male-female gender strength. And it's no secret that white men fantasize. Follow me here. White men fantasize about raping or having sex with black women because it comes from slavery. That's what they did. Every president in the history of America during that period of time of slavery had a black mistress, gave birth to mulatto children, or helped to bring mulatto children into the world. Black women have, in my opinion, been the safe go-to for white Hollywood. And white corporate America engages in the same behavior. So the point again is this, and I know I've said a lot. I'm happy for Latasha. I think that's great. But Idris should have been given that opportunity. Okay? And America, again, takes great pleasure in promoting, uplifting, empowering black women, but no black men. They don't like to do it on camera or even within corporate America. And again, this is not me making this up. You can observe this by just looking around. And I'm happy for any black person that experiences success on any level in this hateful, racist ass country called America with 3 Ks. But we have got to keep fighting for greater equality for black men. We have to. Black men are the key to everyone else's success. But unfortunately, we're the first fired, the first shot, the first incarcerated and abused. And it's because, again, we are the strength, not only of the black community as protectors, but of the world. White supremacy is so insidious because it disguises itself in many forms. It will appear like it's here to help, a la Democrats and liberals. And I'm going to throw in the LGBTQP community in that liberal category. But in the end, it's only there to destroy and take advantage of Black people, Black culture, Black community, to serve their own ends. You know, there's always an ulterior motive to keep Black men at the bottom of this global totem pole of economics and social structure or construct. You know, I do wonder, and this is a real legitimate thought, right? If Black females even recognize this tactic. I think some do, but again, I understand you got to pursue your dreams, your goals. And not that they can do anything about it, because we're all a victim, Black people, of the society in which we are born. And our passions and our gifts are there, and they'll be with us till we die. And we want to pursue them, rightfully so. But I do wonder if they know. Black men and women are both, again, unwitting victims of a world that has leached off our talents. And I really do hope that one day we will start our own movie houses and offer both Black men and women the same kind of opportunities without care or concern of whether a white face supports it or not. Because they're going to watch and they're going to watch and emulate whatever Black people do. They're going to do it in secret because they admire it and they want to be it. Okay? And then there's money to be made, whether they show outward support or not. White people are obsessed with Black people. Obsessed. The world is obsessed with Black people. But they don't want you to be proud of that. But I'm saying, Black man, hold your head up. You are the quintessential human being. Latasha, again, Lynch, Latasha deserves applause. But my feeling is that white supremacy is behind the decision to cast her for that part, especially in light of the success of Black Panther. I don't think the white men behind the franchise, honestly, I really don't. Listen to this. I don't think the white men behind the franchise could handle the news, or the headline, James Bond, starring Idris Elba, the highest grossing James Bond film in history. They couldn't handle that. Because as they say, once you go Black, you never go back. Well, those are my thoughts. And as usual, I'm certain you have your own thoughts on the topic. Or maybe you don't. I don't know. Maybe you never thought about it. But let's keep the conversation going. Share your thoughts with other people. And I want to thank you for checking out another podcast of We Ain't Scared Talk. My name is A1. You got some good food for thought. Listen again. Tell a friend. We ain't scared. I have to go gas up the Aston Martin, get my tailor-made suit. I'm on a mission to rid the world of white supremacy. Hey, ladies! And I want Hennessy. I think I changed that about the James Bond. I don't want a martini. I want Hennessy. The Browns will put you down. Ain't no gin. Gins make you sin. All right, y'all. Thank you for listening, and enjoy your day. We ain't scared.